All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show for goldandsilvertoday.com. Check that website out, everybody. All right, so yesterday we were just pillaged by trader activity. You know, at one point, gold almost lost, or I think it actually did lose $100 in one day. And, you know, not to get too nerdy, but the technicals, looking at the gold and silver charts, just the technicals were just crazy. But, you know, overall, you know, looking at everything, I do see bearishness in overall markets as well, not just in gold and silver. And I'd like to share a little bit more about that with you guys today. So today's video is going to be relatively quick because I just want to give more context to the idea of this death cross that I've been going on and on about for the past few days. Now, today you may have been surprised, possibly happy to see prices bounce back up a bit in gold and silver. Right now we're at 1881 at the time of recording for gold, and we're at 2445 at the time of recording for silver. Silver's just shooting up. Gold is kind of moving up a little bit as well. So both monetary metals are looking pretty good today. But if we scroll down a bit, we can take a look at the moving averages here. And take a look, guys. The 50 days at 1909, 100 days now at 1901. So literally, there's just an $8 difference between the two. These guys really want to meet in the middle. Now, obviously, that death cross will be coming and possibly, you know, may have already started. As you can see here, now this is what I'm going to be talking about and focusing more so about with gold and silver, but also with the overall markets. But take a look at where my mouse is kind of circling here. Do you see this big red candlestick coming right after this very small green candlestick here? Now, without getting too nerdy into the technicals, what this is known as when it is right at a resistance level is a bearish engulfing pattern. Now, we're on a year-to-date daily chart, so this is what formed yesterday, and this is what we're forming today. Kind of a smaller green bullish, or I should say just green, bullish candle. Let's take a look at silver. Silver kind of has the same thing going here. Small green candle, followed by the bearish engulfing pattern here, and then, the bearish red candle, both forming a bearish engulfing pattern, and then now you can have this green candle forming here as well. So right when we hit resistance, we got a lot of selling here in gold. In silver, didn't really hit this upward resistance right here, but we're somewhat kind of playing around above this level right here, above 2562. We got above that, obviously, but going back to gold, it's a lot more clear what we could be seeing in other markets. Now, it's not going to be perfect, obviously, but you'll start to see a pattern here. Let's first take a look at one of the markets in equities. We have here the NASDAQ. Now, with the NASDAQ, you're starting to see something similar. Take a look here. This is a daily chart, so daily price movements. Here you have a big red candlestick forming right after this very small green candlestick right here at this resistance, where we're at all-time highs. We actually set a new all-time high here for the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the Dow. The Dow, also it gapped up a bit, but as you can see here, there's a big red candlestick here right above the previous high. And let's take a look at the S&P. S&P, similar thing. Big candlestick here right after the green candlestick. So in general, what I'm what I'm seeing is just a confirmation, not only with what's happening with gold and silver, but in overall markets. Connecting this back to gold and silver, it provides, some additional context, and also kind of gives some weight as to why I feel like, we could be having some market-wide reticence that's showing up as we've approached those near-time highs and some all-time highs that we saw in some of the U.S. major indices that could possibly show up in the gold and silver market. Now, I am glad that we, have begun to see some dislocation between equities and the metals, but guys, their combined enemy being the VIX this year, I believe that is not completely out of the picture. Today, it kind of poked back up into our rear view mirror, in right after opening hours. Well, this is 10:45 Eastern Standard Time. This is actually Central Time. So it says 9:45 a.m., but that's Central. Eastern Time would have been 10:45. But it hasn't gone away. It's not out of the picture completely. So that's just something that we should take note of, because if it pops up consistently, we'll start seeing the DXY head higher. And it actually did head higher today. We were at the lows. We were at some lows of the low 92s, and now we're back up to higher 92s today. Almost got close to 93. So that could be a problem for bullion moving forward. But overall, the general context within the markets may give some downside pressure onto bullion should the technicals on the major US indices charts prove a bearish environment to come. Now obviously we have this green candlestick forming here, but take a look at where it is. It's right above the 100-day. The 100-day and 50-day are still moving in on each other, just as we, after we have really, let's say, bearish days in equities, we'll always get that bounce back the following day or maybe 2 days later. So I'd be curious to see where we wind up tomorrow. Again, I'm not saying that, hey, head for the hills, everything is going to be bad. I'm not saying sell, sell, sell or anything crazy like that. All I'm saying is be cautious, because this right here, just talking about odds and relating it to the overall markets, the odds look kind of bearish to me right now. But I'm not saying that it's going to completely crash through the 200 and just go all the way into oblivion. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that we could have some more downside days in the future. So just be prepared for that. I am long gold and silver. I'm not a big, I'm going to go to the, gold and silver, the local coin shop and start selling right now. I'm not one of those guys. I'm a long-term holder, but I do like looking at daily price action. I think it's fun, and I think it's also pretty interesting just to see how things move relative to overall news. Now, I promise this would have been a short video, so I apologize for that. We're kind of where we were or where we tend to be. But thanks again for watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're new. It's Black Bullion for goldandsilvertoday.com.